Good morning, everyone. This is Minneapolis School educational channel, and this is for grade 6. Our topic today is grammar, past simple and past continuous or past progressive. Now, past simple tense. What is past simple or simple past? The simple past is a verb tense that's used to talk about things that happened or existed before now. Imagine someone asks what your brother Wolfgang did while he was in town last weekend. So past simple is about a form of a verb which is in past, okay, not now. For example, okay, Wolfgang entered a hula hoop contest, okay, or he won the silver medal. So we have here two different sentences with two different past verbs, okay, happened in the past and finished. That's it. Okay, how about the form? Okay, how we can form the simple past. Of course, patterns of simple past tense for regular verbs. Okay, we have mentioned many times that any tense in English or in grammar, okay, have regular forms and irregular forms. Okay, now of course let's start with the irregular forms for verbs in the past. Okay, for example, here we have the verb walk. So with all the pronouns, the singular pronouns, the second pronoun, the plural pronouns, the first, the second, the third pronouns, okay, we just put ed to the verb. We just put ed to the verb. Of course, if the verb is a regular verb, like walk and talk, right? So I walked, you walked, he walked, we walked, they walked. And the negative form, I just use didn't. Okay, before the main verb, and of course after didn't, I put the verb in its infinitive form, because I have here didn't, which is an auxiliary verb. So I didn't walk, you didn't walk, he didn't walk, we didn't walk, they didn't walk. As you see here, all the examples, okay, I have the verb as it is with no change, with the all pronouns, and the same for the negative form and the interrogative, okay, form, which is yes and no question. So I start with did. Okay, so did I walk, did you walk, did he walk, did we walk, or did they walk? Okay, and you are going to answer by yes or no. Yes we did, no we didn't, yes I did, no I didn't, yes she did, no she didn't, and so on. Okay, now past simple of verb to be, verb to have, verb to do. Actually, these three verbs, okay, are or have different cases. With its form in the simple past. Okay, as you see here, we have verb to be, verb to have, and verb to do. Okay, with all pronouns here, I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. Okay, sorry. Okay, as you see here, okay, for verb to be, verb to have, verb to do, and we said that these three, okay, verbs have different cases for its form in the past simple. Okay, let's start with the verb to be. I, okay, becomes I was, you were, he, she, it was, we were, they were, and you for plural pronoun were. Okay, and for have, all the pronouns or all the subject that you have in the sentence take had. So I had, you had, she had, we had, and they had. Okay, and for verb to do, it's also did. Okay, by the way, you have to differentiate between verb to do as an auxiliary verb, which we use did and didn't as auxiliary verb in the sentence, and the verb to do as a main verb in the sentence. And we have an example for this to clarify this point. Okay. So negative and interrogative. For the negative and interrogative simple form, past form of to do as an ordinary verb, use the auxiliary did. We didn't do our homework last night. Here the example, okay? We didn't do. So I have here two verbs of verb to do, okay? I have here didn't as an auxiliary verb in the negative form, okay, in the past simple tense, and I have verb to do as a main verb of a sentence or of the sentence here. So we didn't do our homework, okay, last night. If I ask you a question, did you do your homework last night? Yes, I did, or no, I didn't. Very good. Okay, and the negative of have in the past simple is usually formed using the auxiliary did, but sometimes by simply adding not or the contraction nt. Okay, so you can contract or you can make the short form of did not, didn't, and so on. Okay, the interrogative form of have in the simple past normally uses the auxiliary did. Okay, examples. Okay, we have many examples here to clarify the previous points. So they weren't in Rio last summer. As you, okay, observe here that with verb, with was and were, we didn't use any auxiliary verbs, okay, in the negative or in the interrogative form. We just put not after were or was. Okay, so they weren't in Rio at last summer. We didn't have any money. We didn't have time to visit the Eiffel Tower. Okay, we didn't do our exercises this morning. Were they in Iceland last January? Did you have a bicycle when you were young? Okay, did you do much climbing in Switzerland? So here we have a note which is for the negative and interrogative form of all verbs in the simple past. We always use did. Okay, now we have, of course, the irregular forms for the verbs in the past simple tense, like verb to go or verb to give, to come, and so on. So some verbs are irregular in the simple past. Here are most common, or here are the most common verbs. Okay, most of us all the time use these verbs. Okay, so to go, for example, here we in the affirmative form, he went to club last night. In the negative, in the interrogative form, did he go to the cinema last night? Did he go to the cinema last night? And you have to raise up your voice at the end of this question, because when I ask a question, it means that I need an answer in return. So you have to raise up your voice at the end of a question that you ask. Okay, he didn't go to bed early last night. He didn't go bed early last night. Verb to give. Okay, we gave her a doll for her birthday. They didn't give John their new address. Did Barry give you my passport? Did Barry give you my passport? Okay, to come, verb to come here. Okay, my parents came to visit me last night. We didn't come because it was raining. We didn't come because it was raining. Okay, and for the interrogative form, did he come to the party last week? Did he come to the party last week? Okay, no. Past simple to talk about. So here are the uses of the simple past. Why we use past tense, okay, in our life, or if we are at school, why we use it, why we study it in general. Okay, so number one, to express or to talk about actions that started and finished in the past, like the very earlier examples that we said, okay, when we start our session. Okay, so Peter won the 100-meter race yesterday. Okay, an action happened and finished in the past. That's it. Okay, it doesn't have any effect. Okay, right at this moment, it happened and finished in the past, so you can use the simple past. So Peter won the 100-meter race yesterday. Second use, past habits, like the present happens when we explain the present simple. Yes, we have past habits, something or thing that you did in the past when you were young. Okay, like I watched cartoons every Saturday morning when I was younger. Okay, so this was your past habit. Every Saturday morning you watched cartoons. Maybe now you don't do these habits, okay, but this is a way of how to express past habits, okay, in the past simple tense. And actions that happened one after the other in the past. So if you did many actions or if you did many things, okay, in the past, like if I ask you a question like, what did you do yesterday? What did you do yesterday? Actually, I went home. Okay, I took off my clothes, I had lunch, I had a shower, I studied, and then I slept. So, okay, one action after another, one action after another. So all of these actions, you are going to talk about them in the simple past. Okay, like the example here, Andrew climbed to the top of the mountain, looked around, and took a picture of the view. So Andrew here had three actions in the past, one after the other. Okay, time expressions, of course, and I think that they are, okay, very famous for us, and we always, okay, read them and listen to them all the time. So the following time expressions are used with the past simple, like yesterday, the day before yesterday, the other day, last week, week ago. Ago itself is a past time expression, is a time expression for the past simple tense. In January, in 2017, last summer, on the 21st of April, and so on, okay? For example, here, I went on an excursion the day before yesterday. By the way, excursion here means a short journey, okay? You do it for pleasure, especially in a group. Okay, my grandparents went on a cruise last night, and cruise here means also a small journey, okay? Last night. Okay, test your knowledge, okay? Let's check if you have understood the past simple. I think it's one of the easiest tenses in English, and you will find no problems at all in this tense because you just use ed with the regular verbs, and you have to study well the irregular verbs and take care well of verb to do, verb to have, and verb to be. Okay, she space get on the bus in the center of the city. She, so the past here of get on, get, by the way, is not a regular verb, so you have to memorize the form of get in the past simple. So she got, yes, G-O-T, so she got on the bus in the center of the city. What time space he get up yesterday? Okay, what time did he get? Yes, did he get up yesterday? Where did you get off the train? Okay, I space not to change the trains at Victoria. I did not or didn't. You can use the short form or the long form. So I didn't change trains at Victoria. He space have a shower. He had a shower, as we said that had, okay, with all pronouns, subject pronouns, it's stable. Had. Okay, so he had a shower. The last sentence, we did not use the computer last night. Okay, now the present continuous, or the past continuous, or the past progressive. So past continuous or progressive refers to a continuing action or state that's happening at some, okay, point in the past, a specific time, okay, that you are talking about this specific time in the past. Okay, what were you doing yesterday night? I was watching TV, I was studying, I was having a shower, I was sleeping. So I'm asking you here about a specific time in the past. Okay, I choose, okay, a point of time, a point time, okay, and I'm asking you about this, okay, not in general, what did you do yesterday, like in the past simple tense. Okay, for example, the sun was shining every day that summer, so I specify this summer, so or that summer. So the sun was shining every day. Here we have every day, yes, but that summer, it means that I specify this summer or that summer. As I spoke, the children were laughing at my cleverness. Okay, so there was a continuing action that the children were doing, okay, while I was doing something else, or while I did something else. Okay, now the form, I think the form of the past continuous is very easy. Okay, we just use yes, was, or were, okay, plus the gerund form of the main verb of the sentence. So here we have I, he, she, it, was, you, we, they, were, plus the gerund verb of the main verb that you have. If you have the verb sing with he, okay, so he was singing, okay, yesterday morning, for example, okay. And for the negative form, we just use not after was or were. So I wasn't going to Victoria, for example, or I wasn't going to school yesterday because I was ill, for example, okay. He, she, it wasn't playing. You were they, so you weren't reading, so and so, okay. We just used not after was or were, okay. And for the infinitive, for the interrogative form, we just start using was or were. So, was I living, writing, were you studying, cooking, were they sleeping, waiting, and so on, okay? And you are going to answer with yes, they were, no, they weren't, yes, I was, no, I wasn't, yes, she was, no, she wasn't, okay? Use the past continuous. So, of course, each tense has its usage. Why we use this tense? Okay, for the past progressive, okay, number one, to talk about action that was in progress at a specific time in the past. Okay, at 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, we were walking through Hyde Park. So, at this specific time, we were doing something, okay? So this is specific time in the past. Number two, to talk about two or more actions that were in progress at the same time in the past. We use and or while to connect the actions. Okay, the teacher was giving a session, okay, while the manager was planting outside or was talking to somebody outside. So here we have two past actions were happening at the same time, okay. We can use while or and to connect the two actions, okay. So here I was writing an email and Jessie was speaking to her cousin in Skype. Okay, Nancy was watching a film while Peter was making sandwiches. So here we have, okay, the two different actions, but these two different actions, okay, were happening at the same time in a specific time too. Okay, 3, to describe the scene of a story, like the sun was shining, the children were playing in the garden, and their parents were chatting. Okay, if you are here, describe a scene of a story. 4, to talk about an action that was in progress in the past that was interrupted or cut by another action. So, I was doing something, for example, okay. Let's take it as a real example. Okay, I was giving a session in my room while somebody knocked the door. So I was doing a continuous action while somebody else, okay, came and cut interrupted my action. So I stopped for a while. Okay, so what happened? I was walking in street, okay, when the car crashed another car. So I was doing a continuous action, okay, and another action cut or interrupted this action. All right, by the way, this point we are going to discuss it, okay, later in details, right? Time expression. We often use the following time expressions with the past continuous, like all morning, all day yesterday, at 6 o'clock last year, this morning, this time last week, from 9 to 5, and so on. Okay, so if you specify any time in the past, this could be a time expression for the past progressive. Okay, my parents were painting my bedroom all day yesterday. So it means all day, okay? All day yesterday means I specified the whole day for doing an action in the past progressive, all right? I was playing tennis this morning, so I specified the time of this morning, okay? Past simple and past continuous. Here is the point that we say that we're going to take it in details. We use the past simple and the past continuous in the same sentence when, okay? An action that was in progress in the past was interrupted by another action, as I gave you the example. We were watching a film when our cousins arrived. Okay, so when our cousin arrived, this is a continuous action? Of course not. The continuous action here was what? Okay, we were watching a film, okay, we were sitting, okay, we were having popcorn and so on and watching the movie or the film when our cousin cut our continuous action and interrupt our continuous action, okay, and arrived. Okay, we tell a story in the past. When we tell a story in the past, like I was walking down the street when I bumped into Angela. Okay.